Hello, everybody. My name is Tony, and welcome to another episode on Live Podcast. Today, I am joined by Jonathan White, who works in marketing, builds podcast, and has strong mindset and perspective on money. And he likes Mexico, and we were gonna talk about that too. So, welcome.
Thank you. Say, I live in Mexico 6 months out of the year.
That's very interesting. My first question is, what one of mistake people make in marketing that cost them money?
The biggest mistake most local businesses make is trying to advertise like the big boys who are international, and it doesn't matter if they throw money away, they're going to make it up. So instead of calling out a problem, agitating a problem, selling a solution to a problem, most international big companies, they just want to make jokes, and it has nothing to do really with the product or what it provides, what service it provides. And when local businesses try to do that, they lose money all day long because nobody cares. They might laugh and move on. There's nothing calling them to buy. Like I was watching the video earlier because what I'll do is I'll go look at ads from around the world and I'll kind of break them down. And there was a KFC commercial, Kentucky Fried Chicken in America. I don't know if y'all have that in other places, but Kentucky Fried Chicken. And the video is a bunch of people with blindfolds running through a city, running into stuff, smacking things. And then this girl comes up this hill and she sees this chicken sitting there and it raises up and there's a golden egg. And then the words come up, how much faith do you have in chicken? Okay. For what? Faith to help me cross the road, faith to save my life, faith that it's going to kill me because of all the grease in the fried chicken. What faith am I supposed to have in the chicken? It's not a God, but what are you trying to sell? Like what is the purpose? What is pushing me to want to buy the chicken at that point in time? What even tells me that it's Kentucky Fried Chicken other than the Kentucky Fried Chicken logo that pops up at the end? So there's no point. But most local businesses, they see this stuff and people don't have any idea what they're doing in advertising. They see that and they think that's what I need to do. I need to make jokes. I need to make something mysterious. The last thing you want to be is mysterious in advertising. You want to say, you have this problem and I have this solution. And I can get you from your problem to this solution very quickly. That's what you want to do in advertising.
Yeah, that's true. So don't be mysterious and yeah.
Well,
Why?
think about it. What's the last purchase you made?
Oh, that's good. A question. I don't
Let's think
remember.
about
Honestly.
let's think about for the podcast. What was the last purchase you bought?
Okay. I bought a Twitter Premium. Twitter. A Twitter Premium. This is my last.
Oh.
A Twitter Premium.
Twitter Premium.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Because I need it for my job and for my things.
Okay. Okay. So let's take it. Let's pick something easy. So your headphones, right? That you have on right now. Why did you buy those?
Because that time I destroy my old, so I need to have my new.
Okay, you had a problem. What problem were you trying to solve? You needed to replace it, right?
Yes, I try solution my problem because sometimes I talk with my friends and listen to music, and I don't need to people hear what I tell and what my friends tell me.
Right. So you had a problem of people being in your business and you didn't want them to hear that. So you bought what you bought. Did you buy noise canceling headphones?
Yes,
Why'd you buy that?
because sometimes I'm in the kitchen and my mom is cooking, and I don't want to be like the cooking sound to disrupt my conversation.
Right. So that was a problem. And then somebody had a solution that would solve that problem for you. So you probably paid a little bit of extra money for something that had noise canceling headphones. Do you have a computer right now?
What?
Are you on a computer right now?
Yeah, no, I have on my phone.
Okay. So your phone.
Yeah.
Why'd you buy a phone?
Because I think everybody need a phone. Is we are living in this area. If you are not having phone, you are a kind of peep.
Okay. So if you have a problem would be you need to get in touch with someone.
Mm-hmm.
A problem would be you need to get on social media. A problem would be you got to do a podcast. You got to have some way to broadcast it. So the phone you got provides you with all those opportunities. It's the solution to all those problems. Are you wearing a shirt? Yep, you're wearing a shirt right now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you got to stay warm,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or you got to
Yes.
stay cool. So the reason you bought the shirt is one, Well, I mean, there could be many reasons. You could go into um, you could go into social status. You could go into just, I bought this shirt because I think it'll attract women. You can go, I was cold, so I got this warm
Hmm.
shirt. It was hot, so I got this cool shirt. There's a million different reasons, but they all come off of a problem. And that's what all marketing is. If I point out the problem to you and you say, I have that problem, well, look, he has the solution. And then you have to agitate the problem to show them how much of a problem it really is. And that's what moves people to buy.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So the question is, why do most people fail even when they have a good idea?
Because they don't have, most people, everybody has good ideas. Everybody has good ideas at some point in time. I don't care how stupid, and I won't say the other word just in case you get trolled for that too. No matter how stupid you are, at some point in time, you're going to have a good idea. We'll say in America, I don't know if y'all say it, even a broke clock is right twice a day. And it's true, but most people can't get past that point because one, they're too scared to take the first step. They're too scared to take the first step. They're going to try to get everything planned out perfect before they actually make the first step.
Hmm.
So then they overthink, not understanding that one, nobody's ever perfect, and the best way to figure out the problems that are going to arise. Okay, so you have this grand idea, right? You have it pictured. Well, just like with everything else in life, everything we picture it perfect. So you realize once you start moving that problems pop up, and then it's like, I don't, you know what the game Whack a Mole is? Have you ever heard of that game?
Yeah, yeah,
Whack a Mole. So like things pop up, you got hit it, and another one pops up.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what happens. You start moving, you start solving, you start moving, and a problem's going to pop up. Well, you fix that one. Well, then you're going to see the next one. Then you fix that one. So eventually, if you keep moving, you're going to get your product and you're going to get this great idea developed. But most people lack the consistency to ever do that. They'll try a little bit, and then their mind starts looking for comfort, and they quit. They'll start
yeah,
scrolling. They'll pick up their phone and start doom scrolling. A girlfriend will call and they want to go out and do something instead of putting pure focus on the problem at hand, solving that problem. As soon as they run into the first one, they start going somewhere else, and they start going somewhere else. And most people probably give up. I would say most people probably give up on something new after a week, maybe 2 weeks once the excitement wears off, and it's because they lack discipline.
that's true. That's true. And I can say something that do you know how sometimes my problem with podcast is so big, but I cannot just run away. I need to fix this, and that is, I think, turning point.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. If you want something, you need to become obsessed. And, people will talk about obsession being a bad thing. Well, I mean, it depends on what you're obsessed with. If you're obsessed with being successful and trying to solve a problem, well, then no, that's not a bad thing. You'll eventually solve it.
That's true. So right now I want to talking about money, and plus I have one more question about marketing. But right now about money. So my first question is, what is the fastest way to make your first $1,000 online today?
Don't be scared to ask for it. And that's the big. So if you have a skill, and I mean, I don't know if I can necessarily answer the fastest way to make it online. There's a million different ways, and one might be faster than the other. That shouldn't necessarily be the question. The question should be, how can I make money online? Actually, I can't answer that. The quickest way to make money online is to identify a problem. If you identify a problem for someone and you prove to them that you can solve it by, I mean, if you got to build social proof, however you got to do it to prove it, if you can solve a problem for somebody, they will pay you the money because people's time is important. And the quickest way to get to 1,000 is to deliver $1,000 worth of value. If you want, and actually, I would say deliver $5,000 worth of value, because if they feel like they're getting a deal at 1,000, they're going to pay you for it. If you
Hmm.
want to make 5,000 online, deliver 7,000 worth of value. If you want to make 10,000, deliver 12, 13, $14,000 worth of value. If they feel like they're going to come out better on the other side, they'll pay you any amount of money to do it. You don't have to make them a million. They just have to see that they're making more than what they paid.
Yeah.
You solve a problem, they'll pay you. That's the quickest way. Identify a problem, solve the problem.
So my next question is marketing more about psychology or strategy?
Both, really. Marketing is always psychology. Always. There is never not psychology involved in marketing. Everything about it is to get you to move to the next step, which is psychological. but that's also strategic. You strategically use certain words, certain things, certain images, certain feelings. I mean, everything. You could really go to colors if you want to. Even though I'd say if you're moving into colors, you're probably getting way into the weeds, and there's probably a million other things you could have fixed. Everything is psychology, and it goes to feelings. Marketing is rarely logical. Kinda. That's it. It is, but it isn't. Logically, they're
Yeah,
trying to solve a problem, right? And
yeah,
you're solving it for them.
yeah.
But it's really based off of how you make them feel. If they feel like you're the one and they feel like you can solve it, and you created the urgency to get rid of the bad feeling to the new feeling, they're going to pay you for it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is strategic. I don't know. They don't go, it's not a one or the other. They run hand in hand.
That's true. So right now I wanna talk about Mexico because I think you are been in Mexico and I think you are the qualified person
Mexico?
to talk about it. Yeah, you have a Mexico drink.
Yes. We
So
call it Mexican water.
yeah, Mexican water.
Oh, let me show you something real quick.
We are not drinking.
Let me show you something real quick.
Okay, show me.
Do you see that?
Oh, nice, nice.
I'm not drinking that. I'm drinking water. See, it's clear.
Yeah, yeah, we are drinking water. So my first question about Mexico is what is like building and making money in Mexico?
The same as anywhere else. So I had a guy, one of the waiters at the hotel. I was talking to him, and I'm trying to convince him to get out of his comfort zone and start trying to make money. He likes to play. He's a really nice guy. He likes to play video games. He's actually really smart, but he doesn't see. He's fallen into the trap of he doesn't see how much he could actually do.
Hmm.
And right across from my hotel, there's a mall that has a Liverpool, Hugo Boss, I mean, Prada. It has every store you can think of that you're going to have money to spend in, at least a decent amount of money. I'm not saying you got to be super rich to shop at those places, but you're not in poverty for sure. And there's a Porsche dealership right beside the hotel. Or I'm sorry, right beside the mall. And we're talking and he's like, no, his business is different here. It's different here. Making money is different here. And I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah, business is business is business. I don't care where you're at. I said, you want me to tell you how I know that business is business and money is money? He said, how? I said, that mall right across the street right there. And I pointed to him. I said, there is no way that place could stay open if there wasn't money here being spent.
That's true.
That Porsche dealership right up the street. There is no way that Porsche dealership could stay in business. Now, keep in mind, I've been going to Mexico since 2018, and those places have been there ever since then. They survived COVID and everything else when everything was shut down. So if there wasn't money there, they could not stay open.
Hmm.
So I said, it's just like I told you earlier. I said, if you want to make money here, there are businesses here that will pay you to solve their problems. Identify the problem they have. Just think about the problems you have, things that bother you every day in life. If it's bothering you, it's probably bothering somebody else. And then you just have to find somebody who's willing to pay it. That doesn't mean so it's an easy concept. That doesn't mean it's easy to do, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
an
true.
easy concept. You just have to put in the work to do it. And if you have to put in the work for it might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 3 years. But if you keep working towards it, you keep trying to figure out, you're going to solve it. And
Yeah,
people get so disheartened with the time, oh, it's a year. I've been doing this for a year. I haven't did anything. Okay, so what? If you do something for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10
yeah,
years, but the rest of your life is amazing, do you really care?
that's true. So my another question is, do you think it's a harder or easier than in other countries?
I think business is business everywhere you go. There's going to be little things here and there, but business is business is business. Find a problem, solve it.
What do people misunderstood about Mexico?
And there's a lot, but I'm not going to say it's not dangerous because it is depending on where you're at. People automatically assume that if you're walking down the street, there's an explosion going off around you, somebody's getting murdered. That's not the way it is. I'm there every other week. I go everywhere I can think of, and I've never had a problem. Usually, if you act like you belong somewhere and you're not stupid, you don't act stupid. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be okay. You Bad neighborhoods are pretty much bad neighborhoods in every country. You can usually tell a bad neighborhood when you see it.
That's true.
They it kind of sticks out. Certain things kind of stick out. And anywhere I've ever been on earth, that's always been the case. You can always tell a bad area.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I can tell you the one thing that amazed me though that was different than say in America is when you go to a restaurant there, they always try to make it a little say classier than what it is. They always try to make it a little more formal than maybe what it would. And by what it is, I mean because if it is that way, then obviously it is that.
Hmm.
But like in America, you go to a restaurant, if it's it's always going to be the same. You're going to get crappy service. You got people who are think they're entitled to the tip. Kind of like, oh well, I shouldn't even be here. I should be making more money somewhere else, even though they didn't put in the work to make more money. If you
Hmm.
go there, they appreciate your business and they let you know that they appreciate your business and they try to earn your business.
Hmm.
In America, you'll go somewhere and you'll see people in pajamas
Yeah.
at restaurants.
Yeah.
In Mexico, people try to get dressed up to go out to a restaurant. Button up shirts, things seem nice.
Hmm. So, so right now I want to talk about podcast you making. That podcast name is Cabinet, right?
Okay.
So I have some question about it because I think you are not doing around that podcast. You are doing with someone else.
hmm It's, actually, there's five of us total
Yeah. So why did you start or why did you get in, involved of that in the podcast?
because I've been in different groups with these guys for probably say four different groups, maybe three to four
Hmm.
different groups,
Yeah.
and they are they're steady, consistent, and interesting people. I'm the oldest out of the whole bunch. Most of them are in their early 20s, so it's a
Like
good
me.
balance and a good dynamic. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And it gives it gives a good you get a good spectrum from everywhere. I don't know. It's a good group. There was enough people. I think with a podcast, when you have at least three people, it makes it a little more interesting because you get so many different kind of maybe somebody playing devil's advocate, things coming from different directions. You can talk about it gives you so many more things to talk about
Yeah.
because people see everything different. But we all bring something different to the table, and when you got that many people, it's going to be entertaining every time for sure.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
How many of the episodes have you watched?
I did not watch much episode, but I watched like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. But like in that little time was very entertaining and very nice and very good.
Thank you. Just not good enough to keep you coming back.
That's not it. It's not it. It's not it.
Yeah, I know you're busy. I know you're busy.
And I have and because I play chess, so I need my I am I don't know how to say, but my brain is I don't know. But I promise you I will gonna be more in your I'm gonna watch more.
Well, you're in the Cabinet X
Yeah,
community too
yeah,
that
I
we
am
just started, and we're definitely trying to build that up a little bit. We just started that one, so
yeah, and I
we'll
think
see where we can go.
yeah, and I think it's good. Guys, if you're listening to me, don't play chess because chess is going to mess up your minds.
Yes.
Because like no yes but if you play like I play like 900 days straight,
hmm
your brain is different and you need to have level hard in like every day. Like you cannot just because I play every day my brain is like I need this hard level of intelligence. I need put this I'm not and a lot of things is not that hard like chess. So
To me, you're training your mind to think multiple steps ahead, and I don't think that can ever be a bad thing.
no, I'm not saying everything is bad, but it's bad. I get easily bored if my brain doesn't think it's challenging enough. But that's about mindset, and I have one question about that. That's gonna be last question. If you had to start from zero today, what would you do first?
If I had to start from zero
Yes, from zero.
with the knowledge I have right now, I don't know. If I had to start over right now, mm, I would pull out my phone, I would pick three possible niches and I would search all the local businesses right around me, and I would start reaching out right away. I would start looking at I'd start studying their Instagram, seeing what they're lacking. I'd look at their X, see what they're lacking. I'd look at all their socials, see what they're lacking. And then I
Yeah,
would just start firing shots, because the more shots you fire, the more news you get, the faster you're getting to your first yes. And
that's true.
pretty sure I could, I'm pretty sure you give me
Yeah,
a
I know.
week and I could be getting paid for sure.
So so thank you, Jonathan, for this episode. Thank you for it. Thank you. You are
Definitely.
here. Thank you. Have time for this. And guys, this is it. And thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comments. That's gonna help algorithms. And if you enjoy this conversation on YouTube, there's gonna be another conversation on Hero Hero. That is going to be a little more spicy, and I think if you like this YouTube episode, you're gonna definitely like it, Hero Hero. So again, thank you, Jonathan, and thank you guys who watching. This was Tony and Jonathan. Bye, guys.
Thank you.